Hello everyone, this is Blue14 here once again, and welcome to my Red Nose Day collection, which includes the collection of Red Noses from past to present, except the 2025 ones, which I'm going to mention those at the end of the video, and of course the big plussy ones. So this is going to have a lot of research to it because it got a lot of characters that I'm trying to remember what it's called. And yeah, it's gotta be a long piece of history of all those Red Noses because it's gotta be a long video indeed. It depends on the time how it's got and such like that. So anyway, let's get on with the older noses first. Now, before I start all this, I did even include the 1988 plain Red Nose for the first Red Nose Day, probably because the it's quite rare to sell these things on eBay just to have someone to buy and collect it from it, I guess. But yeah, it's quite rare to find these older noses on eBay, like the 1988 one. But I definitely got the 1989 Red Nose, which is the one with the face, also known as Howie, which is the comic relief mascot at the time. And yeah, it's just like the last Red Nose, but it's larger and a little larger, and it has a face in it. And the 1988 one features core attachment, but this one does not. It also includes the copyright date, which is Comic Relief 1989, which is... I don't think it's focused a bit properly when I try to so close up on that date, but never mind. Here is Howie. And the second one that I got is the Stonker from 1991 from Red Nose Day number 3. And it's the same one like the Howie face from 1989, but the difference is that the Stonker has two hands, like a humanoid cartoony-like hand. And on the back, it's the return of core attachments, but they removed the breathing holes from the 1988 ones, which got rid of. And it doesn't feature a copyright date on the circle, but it includes one on the left-hand side, which is Comic Relief UK 1991. If it's focused a bit properly, I don't think so. And on the right, it says, "Please recycle me." And it's like the popular, well-known and iconic Red Nose Day from around that time when this debuted. It's like everyone wants it, and I think everyone just ends up talking about and recognize the name of it. So yeah, here's the Stonker. The good old Stonker, that is. But anyway, here's the tomato nose from Red Nose Day 1993, and it's called the Facing of the Comic Tomatoes. And as the title implies itself, it's called the tomato face. And it's similar to the 1989 Red Nose, which features the Howie face once again, but it contains the green stars of a tomato. And that's why it's called the tomato nose. So it has a different bit of shape to replicate the tomato size. And it's the same thing on the back, but it has the green thing sticking out. And it's the return of the Comic Relief UK 1991 copyright notice on the circle, along some other information on that. So that's the tomato nose. And here's another one, ladies and gentlemen, and this time it's from 1995, that is visually titled My Nose. Or in some cases, the Red Nose that changes colour, because that's the first Red Nose that features quite unique things to it, which I'm going to show you what it does in a moment. So this Red Nose is quite smaller, and like I said, it features My Nose in capital letters. And on the back side, core attachments are returned, and it features the special information on it. And if I give a little focus, it says "Please recycle me," I think, and it's made in it's hard to read on this, but forget about that. All those shit around. So yeah, and about the color change a bit, this one that I got is like the one that changed to red to yellow, because I can see yellow pieces coming out of it, and the other that has changed from red to light pink. These are the official ones, but they are also the rare ones that are included as well, such as the black and the yellow one. I'm not sure if the black and yellow one does change colors, but If you let me know in the comments below if these any of the noses that tainted colour or standing still, unlike the other two noses. Then let me know. But then again, this is my nose, aka the colour changing wet noses, as some people call it. And now here's the one from 1997, which is called the fairy nose, and it's quite similar to the 1988 wet nose, but it has all fairs coming out of it. But some of it may call more like this a hairy nose because it has like a hairy size than the like furry ones. But yeah, on the back it doesn't even feature like a furry side to it, but it's gone back to like a normal piece. And it has a core attachment in it if you look closely. And it's probably includes information on the circle bit, and it's the last time that will feature the plastic ones up until 2021. Well, a different kind of plastic that is, and yeah, this is the fairy nose. And here's one from 1999, just to promote the new millennium, of course. It's the Big Wet Hooter, also known as the Wet Nose Hooter, from Wet Nose Day 1999. And includes the cardboard box for the very first time, and includes the wet nose mini bank that you can do it for like spending all your money on, or waste money for like a charity and such. And this is supposed to include tattoos inside, well, 2 temporary tattoos, and I don't even include that on this box. So anyway, here's the nose itself. And includes like a soft foamy, like not foam, but it's like a soft shape, a little soft shape, and it is a second one that has the unique type since the 1995 wet nose that is actually squeaks, or more like hooty noise, something like this. Yeah, of course, it's quite loud, but it's quite fun indeed. So includes the circle thing where the hooter sound makes, and it has a back size, a different size of back, with the some kind of a pattern logo that I can't recognize what it is. If you know what it is, please let me know in the comments below, because I love to hear them. And it also choose the sparkly, glittery type of things that is quite unique for a nose, more than unique for a nose. And that's a good nose to start off the new millennium. So that is the Wet Nose Hooter. And here's another one from 2001, which is the Whoopie Nose. And it's quite a strange name why they call it the Whoopie Nose. Like it's supposed to be like a hooter, I think, but I'm going to like do more information of that later on. So I don't have a box for it, but this is the Whoopie Nose in all its glory, except the one part I'm missing that I'm also going to talk about it later on. It's the first one that has a face like since the 1993 wet nose, which is the tomato nose that features the Harry face. But from 2001 onwards, it features a different kind of face, like almost every year, I think. And it features a cartoon-like face that is supposed to that blows out the Whoopie Hooter, that it got replaced by some kind of a dummy for some reason. Yeah, this is like a poor copy of it I got, and I'm planning to like replace it like next year that features a box of it, but I got this one for now. It doesn't have all the glittery bits because it's all back to all kinds of yellow, and there's that thing again on the back, a different back size. And he has and this wet nose just looks a little different in shape just compared to the other wet noses, which is quite unique. And speaking of unique, it has the thing that comes out that is supposed to have the wet nose that does its own Whoopie Hooter thing, but it's just like coming in breath, just like whenever I press it. So folks, this is the Whoopie Nose from 2001. And here's one that's called the Big Hairdo Nose, which of course is from 2003, and it is another one that features the cardboard box. And it is also another one that features the mini bank in it. And It has some special beauties inside, and rather than just the nose, includes the special gel, which is actually a sponsor from. Let me try to get out for a bit. From someone called Rella, and you can use this just to like change shape of the hair of the nose, which I won't even do it here because just for safety reasons. But here we go. When you open the box up, it includes the one and only the big hairdo itself, and according to the box at the bottom, it says that it's created by the folks at Aardman Animations, which is I never realized that they made this kind of nose like that. But anyway, that's the style that tries to replicate differently to their Aardman style, with most of their cartoons and all those clay characters and all that. But anyways, this is the 2003 Red Nose in all its glory. His eye is supposed to like pop out, but it doesn't even quite work, like, and it's all sticky and stuff. And I replaced this from the other Red Nose, which is all gooey and melting and stuff. And I replaced it to this because it looks all better and all like a little new. And yeah, of course there's still hair sticking out on the nose, which probably meant to not let it do stuff. But whatever, it's still a good quality conditioned nose. If you just the specialized big head nose. And on the back side, still has the pattern here again, but yeah, that's the big hairdo nose. And next up is another of those big hairdo things from 2005, but it's also called as the big hairdo and beyond, just to have the different multicolored hair that I'm going to show you later on. This also features a cardboard box being included, and it's the last one that features the mini bank of the Red Nose box. And what it includes inside the box, rather than just having only a Red Nose, it also includes focus, a face paint, red hair gel, and stickers that you can make it up on the nose, on the all kinds of Red Nose. So yeah, do it like if you will, but this box doesn't have any of those special kinds in it, rather than just the nose. And this nose is on the back. It says it's designed by Seymour Powell instead of Aardman, and the Corsair designed from Hasbro, which is something right here. And here's the Red Nose itself, and it's designed quite similarly to the last year Red Nose, which is from 2003, and it's designed a little bit, but it doesn't have the unique things in it because and it features the no multicolored elastic hair in it, which is quite long and crazy and no saggy at times. And here's a bag with that pattern once again, and that's the last time I think that ever used that pattern. So yeah, still don't know what the name of that pattern, but once again, let me know in the comments below. But then again, this is the big hairdo and beyond from 2005. And it's another one from 2007, which is the big one. And this is the last one that features the cardboard box. And it features the special thing that doesn't even come inside, but it rather promotes the talk picks that either includes Doctor Who shaped ones or Wallace and Gromit shaped ones with fair trade ingredients. And I think it's the white chocolate ones, which is like some kind of a clone to Nestle's Milky Bar. And yeah, this doesn't even, unfortunately, has the money tin inside or mini bank inside, but it rather promotes the big one logo on it. So that's the cardboard box for the last time till then. And here's the nose itself, which is quite a different one from the other noses, which is normally hard, softer ones, but this time it's more soft and it's more foamy, which is the first one that was made from foam, and it's larger like the big one, which suits the name. And it looks like a mic, that was the one that you fit wearing on the microphone, but it's also like how it's shaped like that. So yes, quite foamy shape. I don't know where's the back of it because oh yeah, there's the back, and that pattern that you see on the previous notice is gone as well. It's quite wearable as well, surprisingly, for old red nose like this, and yeah, it's similar to like 1988 red nose, since it doesn't even have future face again, like up till 2009, which I'll get on in a few seconds. So yeah, that's the year 2007 red nose, the big one. And here's another red nose that is quite iconic at the time, like the 1991 Dunker ones. And it's all three now. That includes this one, that one, and the other one. And well, maybe you could switch places, like yeah, that way. And all three that had returned with all those kinds of faces, and he has a different frame this time compared to the 2007 ones, and they're all smaller again. And let's start off with this one, which is a happy laughing face with its mouth wide open, which reflects laughter, and it's a spotty thing that comes out from the back, and it remains like that up until like 2019. Here's that one. What I also call as a Wani Nosa or Howie Nosa because of those circular glasses, but it's more like Howie Nosa because of the circular glasses that he wears. And he has a grinning like nerdy like face to it. And here's the other one that has a wide socked face to it. And these faces just feels a bit more Aardman like compared to the 2003 ones, which for some reason I have no idea they were made by the same people that did the clay characters, but yeah, it's quite funny and quite interesting to follow. But I found this ones to be more made for like Aardman style, unless if these were also made by Aardman. There's no confirmation about it, but it comes in a wrapping like Say-Band when you open up. It also includes choke books for each noses. So it has choke book number 1, choke book number 2, and also choke book number 3. And here's the inside of choke book 1, and includes some of the jokes such as, how do you make a bogey fly? Pick it, roll it, flick it. Which monster gets up your nose? The bogeyman. What's a nose's favourite question? Who knows? Always who knows. What do noses eat for lunch? A sneeze sandwich, which is, of course, a cheese sandwich. Very funny. And they include the interesting illustration to the decent illustration to the older noses. And here's choke book number 2, which includes, what do you call a man who laughs his own snot? The bogey fan. Yes, another bogey joke. What do you call a curious pen? A nosy barker. I don't know what nosy barker relates to, but let me know in the comments below. My close guess is Wani Barker, but no, not that. What's the nose's favourite sweet? And the answer is a chew, which is like a sneezy noise. Sneezy sounds, I think. And what did the boy say to the nurse at school? And the answer is, I thought my nose was running, but it's not. Which is like a pun of, it's not. Get? It's not. Yeah. And here's choke book number 3, which is quite short compared to the other choke books, but here's one anyway, such as, what do you call a nose that tells bad jokes? And the answer is, it's not funny, which is a pun of not funny, of course. And here's another one, which is a teacher and a pupil, which he or she says, did you just pick your nose? And the pupil says, no sir, I was just born with it. And another one, which is, in which country does the nose feel most at home? And the answer is Scotland, which is probably right to like Scotland. And it's the collection of the 2009 Red Nose. This one, that one, and the other one, of course. And let's not forget the last one, which features the 3D illustration, well, CGI illustration of this one. But when you open it up, it features the other illustrations, CGI illustrations of that one and the other one. And it looks like it comes out with a piece of that signature marker, which I could tell by the yellowy type of it. But yeah, that definitely is the 2009 Red Noses. And here's another set of these from 2011, but as a set of pair of the Monster Noses, as it features Honkers, Choco Chomp, and of course that's left in the mail by last year, but I finally got him now, Captain Conk, yeah. But I'm going to start off with Honker first. Now, as you can see, it now has any more textures on the Red Noses prior to until 2019 ones. And it features a scary smile, and it has three scary teeth, and the other 3 scary teeth that makes them 6. While Choco Chomp has the glasses that are similar to the that one, or the other one, but it's now larger and whiter, and it has a buck teeth. And of course, let's not forget Captain Conk with its eye patch, its logo on his head, and another buck teeth on the smile. And he's like a pirate type of nose, but he's more like a captain type of nose. So yeah, that's why. And that's the 2011 Red Noses. And like last year, which is 2009 for example, this once again has its choke book, which I only got 2 of them with, and I haven't got 3 for like Captain Conks. So here's the first one that includes, what do monsters serve at parties? And the answer is telly and ice cream, which is a pun of ice cream. What do monsters eat that's good for their teeth? And it is dentist. No pun but a normal word. Why did the monsters fall in love? It was love at first fright, which is like a first sight, I think. What's the best way to speak to a monster? From very long way away. And here's a joke book number 2, which is how do monsters greet humans? Pleased to eat you. Like, pleased to meet you, of course. Which monsters are always covered in bruises, and it's the one that says the ones that go bump in the night. And the other one that says, what do you do if you encounter a monster with 6 arms? And the answer is, stay calm and try to not to get carried away. And the last one is, why do teenage monsters study? And the answer is, second scary school, which is secondary school. And now we move on to the 2013 Red Noses, that's officially nicknamed as the Dinosaurus, or in other words, the nose with toes, as it's the first Red Noses to feature toes, as its future for future Red Noses for the couple of years. And here's Dynamite, that has a large smile, and it's a frightened nightmarish evil-like teeth on its smile. He's got a crazy big smile in there. His specs that has a glasses, which is a different type of glasses with all those tusks, and it has a different shape. And of course, Triceratops that has triangular shape on its head. He has a smile, and yeah, that's very cool. And that's the 2013 Red Noses. Now let's go on with the another bunch of joke books. So 2013 has another pair of sets of joke books, and unfortunately that's the last one that's included, as in 2015 will go something a little bit different, which I'll show you later on. But now let's go on with the 3 of those joke books that I've covered. And the last one is, why are all dinosaur jokes so bad? And the answer is, because they're prehistoric, which is like prehistoric, I think. And that's a whole collection of them. Now all 3 of them turns out to be the same, but because there's no other ones, because I'm not sure if there's others or if it's the same, let me know in the comments below once again, but I'll tell you some of it. And the first one it is, what do you get if you cross a dinosaur with fireworks? Dynamite. The other, what do you call a dinosaur who wears glasses? T-specs. What do Triceratops sit on? Their tricia button. And here's the 2015 Red Noses, which I only got one overall with Snotty Professor. Yeah, he's like a cool professor. He has circular glasses, his mustache, a bow tie, and his old like hairs to it. And he's like a ruler of the 2015 Red Noses, as well the 2017 Red Noses Also, he's appeared at the game called the 2017 game called Comic Adventures, which he's only the 2015 Red Notice to appear in a full character. So, yeah, that's the Snotty Professor. I also got Snorbit as well when I first bought him, but he's like gone now. And there's other 9 Red Notices to collect, including a gold one for the very first time, a special mystery bag of a nose. But I won't read them all because that's going to take a long time. So yeah, that's the 2015 Red Notices, especially one. And here's the 2017 pair, which is another one that features nose in the bag stuff. That I only got 3 of them, but not less to the 2015 ones. And which is the 2 females and 1 male. And the first one is the Dr. Nose. And as you can tell, it's a female with a female-less like hair, black hair, and the doctor clothing to it. And here's Sniffer that features a dog-like character, and a snoot common, a mummy-like type of nose, and these are also female as well. And even though it also includes the other nose characters that I'm also not going to name all of them, that's going to take too long, but it's also another mystery nose, which is a Frankenstein-like nose called Frankennose, for example. And he's a cheeky guy, don't mind him. And that's the 2017 Red Noses. And here's the 2019 Red Noses, which designed quite differently from the previous 2 Red Noses. And I've got the most of the collection of the noses, which I got 8 out of 10 in total, I think. So I'm going to name a couple of those, which I can try to find on the web. So the first one is Conga Chester. As you can tell by the Conga Chester he is. He's quite a cheeky guy, by the way. And I've got the large plus doll of him, which I'm going to include later on in this video. To Crazy Snufflekins, that is a cat-like nose, that has a crown on his head, and he has a cat-like eyes, whiskers, and 2 teeth. And a black nose. To Quackaway Honkus Ponkus, that is the there's Caesar Witch-like nose. A good nose is like a gnome-like shape, as stays true to the name, as it contains beard all over his face. The Abominable Noseman, that features all white hairs coming out of the red nose, with its tiki-like face to it, I think. The ones that I mainly got, and that's my favourite, is Wolf Nose. There is a wolf-like nose that also stays true to the name, and also got a black nose, just like Snufflekins does. And the last one, well, it's just a flippin' knight, or that is called the Znos III, as I probably meant to pronounce that. And it stays true to the name, that features the knight clothing on its nose, and it features the silvery-like texture to it in its background. And that's the 2019 Red Noses. The only ones that I forgot is the mermaid-like nose called the Nose Diva, and the other one I forgot its name about. But there's 2 mystery noses for this year, 2 mystery noses, which is a frog named Happy Hooter, who is green, and the Transformer noses, I think what it's called, I don't know how to pronounce that. That features an elderly man nose, that features hair that can transform into a beard, which is quite a unique thing for the special rare nose. And that's the collection of the 2019 Red Noses. So let's move on. And here's the 2021 Red Noses, which is officially nicknamed as the Great Outdoors. And here's the box for it, for one of the noses. And for this year, it just looks a little different because due to like environment issues, I think, and the change of it, they just have to move its foam noses to make them all plastic, like all plastic noses. And there's like a mixed reception because they didn't like, some of them didn't like the plastic noses, some of them were alright with the plastic noses, and some of them want to go back with the foamy ones. And And of course, the plastic noses are quite off, and foamy ones just feels more nicer. But what do you know? At least the 2021 ones are more like colorful. So let's go on to it. And the first one is the Tommy nose, and since the 1993 wet nose, the Tommy nose is also like a tomato, that you can tell by the green stars on its face. On its head. Sorry. And as you can tell by the plastic, it now has the realistic nosy shape instead of holes in its back. So that's Tommy nose, and now we move on to Chief, and he's like a leaf type of nose that is like a green shaped eye on it, and it has a black dotted eyes and mouth to it. And here's Robin, which is like a bird type nose of sort of a robin. He has purple textures on it too. And here's Daisy, which is like a daisy flower type of nose, with his face being like all yellowish. And here's Batcher, which is he has like a black texture on his furs. He's like a cool nose to me, I'm not gonna lie. And the ones that I'm only missing is the caterpillar, ladybee, and snail, and of course fox. And it includes the mystery rare nose, which is an ultra rare golden edition of Tommy, also known as Gold Tommy, and another golden nose ever since the 2015 ones. So that's all the 2021 wet noses. And here's the similar pair of wet noses from 2022, which doesn't even say a nickname of it on any of the box, but we've got some of the names to it as well. So here we go with the couple of noses. So the first one is Lucky the Lion, and as you can tell that he's a lion type of a nose with claws on their feet. Sky the giraffe, which he is like a giraffe with its spots on its texture, with its roundy head, looking at its view on the camera. Chip, a happy hippo, which is like a type of a happy hippo. Yeah, he's a happy hippo because he's like a hippo and he's happy. And here's Dot the leopard. Yeah, you can tell by the leopard by the spots texture, and he has no types of spotty like feet to it. And that's the 2022 wet noses, the remaining ones at least, because I only got 4 of them. And here's the gold one that I haven't got, which is Rocco, which I have no clue what type of nose this is. That's which is like a type of a mix of a panda or koala. I don't know, it could be both. It might be it's familiar, quite familiar. Flo the peacock, as you can tell that he has peacock feathers. And Cam, which is like a rare nose, an ultra rare nose, I think, a special nose that is a special multicolored creature. I don't know which type of nose this is, but by the triangular shape, it's meant to look like a rhino, or that's what I'm thinking anyways, on the box. So that's the 2022 wet noses. And then everything completely changed by 2023, which it doesn't even feature any more noses anymore, and it only features just one. And it no longer has its partnership deal with Sainsbury's to continue making those red noses and manufacturing them. So it only sells one for this year, for 2023, and nowadays it's now sold by those folks at Amazon, who is like manufacturing and selling the red noses for comic relief. And this is the one that's created by Johnny Ive, and this one, it's unlike the the plastic ones are like very, 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 very controversial, and people just didn't like it, and some people said it's a very much worse and it's more worse than the plastic ones, as from what you could tell. But I thought it's quite unique because when you open this up, something magical happens. So you won't open this paperway Johnny Ive nose up. It transforms into like a nose shape, and it looks like he has a better, and this nose has a better condition because I looked after it quite much after a few years, and you can still totally wear it, and you can open and close it up, and but you can't even mess with it because there's like rules that how to like take care of the nose properly in like video, but I know what you guys meant by that, but yeah, some people would call it as a lame nose, as it didn't even have a face. It's just a plain wet nose that's a unique feature to it, and it has spots on it, but I think it's all right nose. I know people just may disagree on me, but I think this nose looks all right. I know it's not better compared to the other noses that doesn't have its face or anything like that, but it's still a pretty cool nose, I gotta say. But we'll now move on that where the year's going to gameplay thing, which is 2024, and that is the year when Red Nose Day started to go annual. Like, it's on every year now instead of being like only scheduled for 2 years. And yeah, it's every year now. And for this year, it gone back to the plastic type of noses, and there's only 3 of them, and it's quite a little paperweight compared to the other plastic type of noses, which is quite a mix. And the first one is McChorchels, that has a grinning type of face. Here's a Gigglesworth, which is crying out of joy, well, bursting with joy kind of face. And Smirkerthorpe, which is has a same like a circular glasses to it, and has a nil type of mouth to it. And it's quite similar to the 2009 Wet Nose. It's a little bit, but the only thing that comes out the difference is a Gigglesworth, which is likely based on that emoji right there. And now we'll move on to the surprise Wet Nose, which and it is blue, which is Lollipops, I think it was called. And unlike the main 3, this one is quite blue and a female. And she's like kind of thinner too, like she's like singing her heart out, I think. And do we have any like a surprise Wet Nose for this year, like a very rare one? And tell you what, there is! It's another golden nose, but this time it's a faceless nose called a golden hooter. And I don't know why they got much more of a golden hooters instead of a special type of noses, but who cares about that anyway, because we move on to 2025, which improved a little bit more. The 2025 Red Nose is to celebrate the 40th anniversary of Comic Relief / Red Nose Day, which is this year. And I already covered all those noses from this year, if you haven't seen it already, because I'm not going to include all of the noses since I'm already talked about it already. So I'm going to like put the video about it by the end of the video. So and this is not over yet, because we got a bonus type of noses and quite merchandises next, so like stay tuned to that. And here's another one right now, which is the one that exclusively from the United States of America version of Red Nose Day, and it is the Ruby Nose. And the Ruby Nose is like a special type of a plain red nose, but he's like made of a foamy shape instead of a plastic shape, unlike the first few Red Noses. And it has a good sort of type of noses that, well, what you can tell, is quite similar to the 1999 ones, except it doesn't even have a squeaky hoot to it. The bag is quite the same as well, like the UK. And here's a small circle book, which instead of like a choke book like the or other UK versions did for the past few years, instead using some instructions and discussions and a notice board. And since it is made exclusively to the US, it's made exclusively from the manufacturer to an American store called Walgreens. And on the backside here, instead of using chokes, include some instructions, which is step 1, get your notes on and go to wetnoseday.org, which is the US site of Wet Nose Day. Step 2, choose your fundraising idea. Step 3, set up your fundraising page, which is the same website. Step 4, have fun raising money to help kids in need. And of course, step 5, share your wet noses pictures to hashtag noses on and hashtag wet nose. And I don't know if the ruby nose is also the same one for the UK ones for this year, but I don't know. Let me know in the comments below if you think it's the same ruby nose or not, because that's quite a special chance to gain this one for like a rare chance, like one of a rare chance. And before I end this video, I'm going to show you the merchandise. And I only got 4 of them, so I'll start off with a very different one, and it is the earbenders, I think what it's called. It has a special bouncy Wet Nose Day logo on its bouncy, loony type of springers, and it contains the roundy webbed shape that you can wear by its ears, and you can either wear it by its ears if you don't feel like comfortable wearing it on its nose, or you can wear it all together as possible. And this is the Lost Plots of Colchester from, of course, 2019. And if you think, wait a minute, this character seems familiar, and of course, I use him as a character on the Bernie show called the Wet Nose King, which he used to work for the Chester, which stays true, but he now works as a king in his old age in some town called Notes HQ. And it's the backside of him. And here's the label tag that says it's manufactured and produced from Sainsbury's, and all the instructions gobbledygooks. Made in China, in fact. And here's another one, which is like Dot the leopard. Yeah, Dot the leopard. And he's quite similar to the Colchester, and if you say he's also familiar, that's why I also include this nose as a raccoon nose, because why do you think he's a raccoon as he's technically a leopard? I don't know. That's what he thinks to me when I first saw him. I don't care. Here's the back of it. He's from 2022. Similar ones like the Sainsbury's, produced in China for Sainsbury's, and the same instructions gobbledygooks. So yeah. And the last one is the 2025 red nose, and is the crazy hair one. The crazy hair one, which is shaped like the big hairdo ones from 2005, and I also included this one, which I'm going to feature at the end of this video, so no need to speak much about him. Yes, the Wet Nose Day logo instead of the Sainsbury's tag, and it's different kind of gobbledygooks as no less of the instructions to it. So there's the crazy hair, aka the big hairdo and Beyond Plus. And as a matter of fact, we're finally done discussing and talking about wet noses that I've got for this year. It is like an update video at least. Yeah, that's the collection, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you do, if you subscribe to Blue to Fortune for more content like this, give a like if you're interested for more content like this for next year and above for wet noses and stuff like that. And if you don't give a shit about it, as always, just dislike. But I know you guys gotta like this for the interesting video I talk about. So anyways, thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe, and like I said before, and peace out everyone. Until next time, good night everyone.